I'm Chef Tse. Hey, it's finally sunny in the Northwest, so I'm gonna dress appropriately. Today, we are gonna take a pork tenderloin from ordinary to a spicy, flavorful dish. Rubs are such a great way to add flavor without adding a lot of fat or extra calories. And there are some tricks to doing it right. So fire up that grill, I'll show you how it's done. To make the spice rub, it's so incredibly easy. We're gonna use a little bit of smoked paprika, gives it really nice flavor. Then I've got some chili powder and some cayenne for kick. Now, if you don't like spicy food, you might wanna leave the cayenne out. Here we've got a little bit of cumin and some granulated garlic. And then finally, a little bit of kosher salt. Just gonna mix this together. And if you don't have the same spices at home, go ahead and get creative and make your own rub. You really can't go wrong here. There we go. Now, let's have a little conversation about spices, shall we? I have a lot of people who say, oh, you know, I've got one of these and it's been around for 2 years. Here's what you need to do. Go find the bulk section in your grocery store and look for spices in bulk. This is a great way to buy. Not only is it fresher, but you can buy what you need and it's a lot less expensive. So instead of buying this, buy this. On this sheet of plastic, I just have a pork tenderloin, and all I'm gonna do, make it really easy, is just take some of my rub. I'm not gonna use it all. This makes more than you're gonna need, and just sprinkle it over the top. Just a little bit more. And now you're gonna give your pork tenderloin a little rub down. So you're gonna kind of pat the spices into the meat, turn it over. There we go, roll it over, and get all those spices pressed into the meat. Now here's the important part. You wanna let this rest in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. So all those spices are gonna infuse into the meat and make it really flavorful. So now that you've got that all rubbed in, just gonna wrap it up tightly in plastic wrap, just like that, and then twist the ends closed. The pork tenderloin has spent some nice time hanging out in the fridge, and we are ready to grill. So I'm just gonna unwrap it. Look how nice that looks. All the flavors are infused into the pork. So for the grill, I preheated it to medium-high heat. I'm gonna get out my tongs again and my paper towel and just lightly dip in vegetable oil and rub the grill. And this way our pork tenderloin won't stick to the grill as we cook it. There we go. Now I'm ready to put the pork on the grill. So I'm just gonna lift it up and stick it right on the hottest part of the grill. There we go. Now we're gonna close the lid, let this cook for 2 minutes. Now here's an important thing to note. I've got all the burners on in my grill right now, so we're doing direct heat. But you have to be careful because spices can burn very easily. So once we've got a nice sear on the outside of the pork, we're gonna turn the middle burner off where the pork is and let it cook over indirect heat. The pork has been cooking for 2 minutes, so I'm just gonna give it a quarter turn. There we go. See those nice grill marks? That's exactly what I'm looking for, but it's not burned. So I'm gonna cook another 2 minutes, turn, another 2 minutes, and then turn again. Now that the pork has been seared on all 4 sides, I'm gonna give it one more turn. Now, we need to cook it all the way through. So this is where I'm gonna go to the indirect cooking. I'm gonna turn off the burner that's underneath the pork and let it continue cooking for another 10 to 12 minutes. All right, the pork has had plenty of time to rest. All those juices have redistributed throughout the meat, making this so juicy and flavorful. So to slice, just gonna slice it on the diagonal. Let's take a look. I hope this is perfectly cooked. I'm sure it is. Oh, that's so beautiful. And look how juicy and tender that is. With just a little bit of know-how, you too can create a spice rub that turns ordinary pork tenderloin into wow pork tenderloin. Happy and healthy cooking.